My wife abandoned our family to join a no relationships allowed cult with her friends, and years later she came back expecting to be welcomed with open arms. I'm 29, divorced for 3 years now. My ex Gabrielle and I were together since high school, married at 23, had 2 sons by 25. One random Tuesday she walked into our apartment and said, "I need to be single and explore the world." I thought she was joking. We'd been planning to buy a house that weekend. She wasn't joking. She wanted a divorce so she could live life to the fullest and not be bogged down by family obligations. I begged her to reconsider. I suggested couples therapy, opening the marriage temporarily, a trial separation, anything. She refused everything. Said if our love was real, she'd find her way back. When I started crying, she told me to have faith in us, that we were meant to be. Then she asked what I planned to do with the kids while I went out and explored the world too. I was stunned. I told her parents don't just abandon their children to go travel. She looked at me like I was the crazy one. 2 weeks later, she packed her bags and left. The divorce was easy since she didn't want anything. Her parents were loaded, so alimony and child support weren't issues. She got visitation rights, but rarely used them. When she did show up at her parents' house, she'd make me wait in another room so she wouldn't be reminded of the past. Even those visits stopped after the first couple months. I found out the truth from my friend Owen 2 months after the divorce. His cousin was part of this friend group Gabrielle had joined. 6 or 7 women who made a pact to stay single and cut off anyone tied down by relationships. They believed relationships and families were chains holding them back from their true potential. Gabrielle had been introduced to them through a coworker. At first she was just the married friend who hung out with them sometimes, but over 6 months they worked on her, convinced her that being a wife and mother wasn't living, it was dying slowly, that she needed to shed this dead weight to finally be free. Owen's cousin had even bragged about it to family members, said they'd successfully converted a married woman with 2 kids into fully committing to their ideology. He thought it was hilarious that she actually divorced her husband and gave up custody of her children just to join their friend group. Meanwhile, I was left picking up the pieces. My sons were 2 and 3 when she left, too young to understand why mommy disappeared. I worked full-time as an electrician, took care of 2 toddlers alone, and somehow managed to not completely fall apart. Her parents helped with babysitting and felt terrible about what their daughter did. They tried talking sense into her multiple times. She told them they just didn't understand modern thinking. Fast forward to last month. My doorbell rings at 9 p.m. The boys are asleep. I open the door and freeze. It's Gabrielle. Hair shorter, new tattoos visible on her arms, backpack on her shoulder. "Hey," she says, smiling like nothing happened. "I'm back. I realized you and the boys are what really matter. I want to work things out." I just stared at her. She actually traveled for 3 years with her cult friends, burned through her savings, and now wanted back into the life she abandoned. She kept talking, said she'd grown as a person, that she needed that time to find herself, that she was ready to be a mother now. She even asked if she could come in and see the boys. "See the boys?" I repeated. "You mean the sons you haven't called in over a year?" She flinched, but recovered quickly. "I know I messed up, but I'm here now. I want to make it right." That's when I noticed her friends waiting in a car at the curb, 2 of them, watching, like they were supporting her big redemption moment. I looked back at Gabrielle. "Where are the other 4? She looked confused. "What? Your friend group, the cult. There were 7 of you, right?" Her face went pale. She stammered something about how it wasn't a cult, just friends who supported each other's choices. "Choices," I said. "You chose to abandon your family for 3 years. The boys chose to stop asking when mommy was coming home. I chose to move on, and now I'm choosing to close this door." She grabbed the door frame. "Wait, please. I made a mistake. I was confused. Those friends, they were toxic. I see that now. And what happens when you get confused again? When the boys get attached and you decide you need to find yourself somewhere else?" She had tears in her eyes now. "That won't happen. I promise." I gently removed her hand from the door. "You already made me a promise on our wedding day." It didn't mean much then either. I closed the door. She knocked for another 5 minutes before finally leaving. Her friends drove away without her even getting back in the car. The next morning, her mom called me apologizing, said Gabrielle had shown up at their house crying, expecting them to convince me to take her back. They refused. Told her she made her choice and had to live with it. My sons are 5 and 6 now, happy, healthy, and they don't remember their mother. And that's exactly how it's gonna stay.